Okay. All right, we're just going to record when, and then obviously we'll get that back to him. Some things need to be simple. So Wendy I think it was you, Wendy, made a recommendation the other day. We want to see how you do everything you do in a day, how you prioritize. So I'm going to show you as much as I can on here. I'm trying to figure out how to get my screen on here to mirror to my Mac. I know you can do that, but I think. So, but anyway, I'm going to show you a simple, this calendar works for me. It is not perfect by any means. It's kind of hard to do. You may need to do this on a bigger calendar, but I like to have consistency. And I like to reward myself when I have consistency, and I like to punish myself when I don't. And I mean that because you have to know, because it's easy when you're an entrepreneur, you're working for yourself to kind of do things your way. But let me show you what I do. And your day is going to be based around what's important to you, but I'm going to show you what I do here on this. So here's the weekly calendar. This is the big part. If I miss, so I've already got one strike today, and my first strike for the week, but I missed my wife's out of town. So let me tell you my story. My wife's in town. What happens is no matter how late we go to bed, the kids wake up at 6, boom. The dog wakes up at 6, starts barking at 6:30. I don't know why. Hey, it's time to get out of my kennel. So I'm awake. This morning it was 8:40 and I rolled over and I'm like, oh my gosh, really? I got to sleep for freaking, this is amazing. This is so cool. Hey, Jeff, thanks for jumping on, man.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. So we're going over a calendar system that I use, and the basics of this is how elementary it is, and that needs to be. We also have to have a way to reward ourselves and a way to discipline ourselves. So I'd use kind of the 3 strikes formula. And I was telling them this morning was my first strike. So I normally 9 a.m., you'll see on my calendar what I'm going to do at 9 a.m. I missed it. I just missed it. I got up late and I had nobody in the house, no kids, no dog. It was just me. So I got up late. And so over here, I get a strike. Okay. If I get another strike, so what's here? 1 strike is okay. I give grace. We are entrepreneurs. We're business leaders. We're building a lifestyle. If 2 strikes, then I know I've got undue stress and I probably lost revenue. This morning, I caught up. Everything I was supposed to do, I caught up 5 minutes before I hopped on here. But the point is that 5 minutes, that 2.5 hours to do that caused stress I didn't need to have. 3 strikes, then I got self-sabotage. I need to redesign my workflow. I need to redesign my day. I need to reprioritize what I'm working upon. So I wanted to do this, maybe a 20-minute call just to show what I do. You do not have to follow what I do, obviously. So this calendar is, if you haven't downloaded, it's in the Slack channel, so you can download it there. I'm going to show you my calendar. And I do. So mine is written out pretty simple, but I'm going to show you on how I keep up with this. Now, if you have some complicated system that you keep up with, great. I like a simple iPhone calendar. It'll drive you crazy. Alarm. That's all I use is alarms. And so every day, I'm going to give you an example. At 8:50 a.m., every Monday, I get a beep. What is this? It's a sales meeting. It's a sales meeting for my Century 21 clients. I prepare 10 minutes before. Get on, talk, numbers, have all my papers. It takes 10 minutes, doesn't take long to pull up. I use, for those in the real estate world, I use Broker Metrics and Transaction Plan. I can pull up everything right there. Okay, now that is on the calendar I showed you, on the handwritten calendar as well. So when this phone beeps, I know this is what I've got to have done. I also know if Brandon says, hey, man, can we hop on the phone at 8:30? I can't, because at 8:50, I'm due something. Does that make sense? I have a 9 o'clock every Tuesday, another sales meeting. Now, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you'll see 9 a.m. That's content creation. Now, if I get up early and at 8 o'clock I'm doing content creation, great. But I know at 9 o'clock, if I haven't created all of the content, and when I say content, I know, Wendy, you get my ministry newsletters. This is ministry content. Okay. So at 9 a.m., I am writing articles. I am going in and creating content. I'm answering questions. I'm answering emails. I may be in prayer time. That is my 9 o'clock. Okay. That's every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm sorry. So I have another a reminder. It's so simple, guys. Now, when we get into 10 o'clock, what happens? Have you ever been working on something and all of a sudden the day just blows by? You're like, where did that time go? And I know you have, Brandon. I see it. I mean, I know you're like, I've been working on this funnel for 3 weeks. I've been working on it for 3 hours straight. So no matter what I'm working on, let me show you real quick if I can, guys. I have a cutoff time, because if you don't set yourself a cutoff time, you'll continue to move forward. So this morning I told you I was caught up, but I'm working on an article in LinkedIn. But guess what? I gave out a time. So I just leave it open. It's no big deal. My content creation, I will come back to. I have scheduled time for catch up. But I didn't ignore this meeting because I have this. Does that make sense? So I wanted to make sure I had this part handled at each time. Now, what I want you to do is think, what do you need to do every day? Now, some things I do every day at the same time, like clockwork, from 12 to 1, except now, 12 to 1, 12 to 12:30, I have lunch. Now, that may mean protein. This is a protein shake with coffee. I mean, how much better does it get? But protein coffee, that may be lunch. It may be I meet someone for lunch, but I have it in the calendar. 1 o'clock every Monday till 3 o'clock, I'm recruiting. That's my job. I'm calling other agents. I'm talking to agents. I'm not meeting with them. I'm just on the phone. I'm sending text messages. I'm having conversations. At 3 o'clock, then I have a follow-up session with one partner on how things are looking. Look at there, Brandon. What's it say? 4 o'clock. There's Brandon. I don't have to guess. I have an alarm. I'm busy. I'm out elsewhere. And then 4 p.m. Monday is I record all my videos. I know, Jeff, we're talking about doing some videos. 4 o'clock is video creation. So if my buddy calls, says, hey, man, we're going to go to the river. We're going to go take the boat out. We're going to do this 4 o'clock Monday, which they don't. They work too. But if they did, I could say, oops, can't do it. I got to get my videos done. Guys, my biggest strength is multifaceted, multiple things. My biggest weakness is multifaceted, multiple things. And it'll be that with all of us, unless you put it on a calendar. And I try to batch. If you're going to do, Wendy, we're going to do videos. We're going to batch those videos. We're going to batch them into one segment. For me, it's Friday on Mondays at 4 p.m. Now, I used to get up at 5 a.m., 5:30. If you're in that club, God bless you. I was in it way too long. I revoked my membership. But if you get up at 5:30, you get a lot of stuff done really quick. But I revoked that membership. I do something a little different now. But the point is, I want you to go back to the calendar. I want you to go back to this calendar. And you don't have to use this one, but I want you to print out something. I want you to find something. This would be a big poster on a wall would be good, that you can literally take a Sharpie. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make this a poster for all of us that we can put on a wall, and you can take maybe not a Sharpie or a dry erase and just write in each day. Now, you'll also notice I have no Saturday and Sunday on here. I understand in real estate, you may have to go show property, you may do a listing appointment. There's things that delve into the weekend. But let that be, I can make it work, not that we have it scheduled out. We want to own our time, if that makes sense. I also have nothing on here at all after 5 p.m. That's just my choice. So if you can do this, who else has I know, Jeff, your business. I know, Brandon. Jennifer, are you working another job at this point?
No, but I was in school, which was full-time. So I'm taking a break for this upcoming semester.
Okay. So what we need to do is get you full-time income-wise. So when you're back in school. Okay. Wendy, you're working something, yes?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So having this schedule obviously is going to work around. I'll share with you when I was working the corporate job, I got up at 5 to 5:30 because I had to be at the office at 6:30. So I got that office at 5:30. I remember riding my Dunkin' Donuts several times and they were not even open. When you're up before the coffee place is awake, you're up too early. I don't care what, it's just pitiful. Because I had to get there and I did all of my ministry content before the first customer came into the corporate office, before the other employees came in and started chit-chatting and talking. I needed my time. And then 11:30 to 12:30, every day I was coaching. I set that in my schedule. I learned to live off protein shakes because I didn't have time to go get food. I came home 6:30ish to 8:30. I was coaching or I was creating content. And I was literally, you hear burning the candle at both ends. I was burning at both ends and in the middle too. And I was exhausted. I was burnt out. I lost passion. And I said, I have to set up a schedule. Now, when you're doing a schedule, I'm going to ask all of you as homework before our next session, or we're not doing one-on-one sessions and then just put it in the Slack channel. I'm going to ask you to give me a printout of your schedule before next week. And the reason is I can look at it, maybe give some help, maybe give some advice. Now, there's things that are going to come up. There's things that are going to come up such as, hey, we've got this workshop, like January 4th through 8th, I'm doing a workshop for coaching. But that workshop's going to be 5 hours of that week that I've got to rearrange this whole schedule. I'm not going to give myself a strike on that because I'm pre-planning it. Hey, Wayne, I'm taking off Thursday and Friday, or like I'm taking off here in about an hour and a half, and I'm still going to work some, but I'm driving out of town. So it's going to blow my Wednesday schedule. So I probably get 2 strikes. So I'm going to give myself 2 strikes. But the point is, when you know, why is the point of a strike? It just lets you know I am on track or not. When you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, nobody's going to, pop the back of your hand. Nobody's going to give you a written write-up because you screwed up. The only thing that's going to affect is your bottom line, your income. Jeff, I know we're going to write some books. Okay. What I would do is I would pick, it doesn't have to be long, but I would pick some time in this Monday through Friday schedule for content creation for the book and or brainstorming. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm waiting for a doctor to call about my daughter. So I'm just, if you see me on the phone. So you want to make sure you're not missing any time. You want to schedule that in. So now I'll show you my calendar. What I'll do, you send me yours, I'll send you mine. You're going to look at me and go, oh my gosh, you're busy. But I really have it broke down. I don't have it here in front of me. I got it on my iPad. So every day on my iPad, I pull up Notability. There's my written out calendar. I have my phone alarm me. Everything I do, I can go in there and change. Who's using a calendar, good, bad, or ugly at this point?
I use the one in my phone too.
Mm-hmm.
I use Google
My
Calendar.
iPhone.
Google Calendar. I love Google
Yeah.
Calendar. I use
Works well.
Yeah, Google Calendar definitely works well. I'll show you a secret on Google Calendar.
I'm not very good at using it, to be honest, but I mean, I use it, but I'm notorious for deviating. Just to keep it real, guys.
No, well, I'm going to show you something. No, we're going to keep it real here. I'll show you a problem. This is my calendar. What is the day? Today is the 30th. See this? I double booked. Now, this one happened to cancel on me, so it was okay. But you can see I've got 2 different emails in here. I'm a partner in this business, and then this is my business. So I have a pretty busy day. One thing, if you look, I'm real easy to overbook. And that's something I'm working on. So just full transparency here. Google Calendar, then I have a written calendar, and I have alarms on here. And that may sound like overkill, but that keeps me productive. Anybody using any other kind of calendar system other than Google? I think Google's the best, but you also need to have it written out where you can visually see it. Is anybody go, time management is not my problem. I'm excellent time management. I don't have enough to do in the day. Nobody. Okay.
I wish there was someone.
I actually took a time. Oh, go. Sorry, Jeff.
Nah, I was just gonna say, there's no way, man. I've struggled with it my whole life.
I took a time management course from Lars Hedenberg
Yeah.
3 months ago. I got like a week and a half in, and then ran out of time.
Yeah, that's like, what's that? I'm a join this procrastination anonymous group, but I never get around to it. So yeah, this is something so important though, because I know, Brandon, what your projects are. Jennifer, we're working on getting you fully into we got to work on your whole program, get you full time. Wendy, we're so freaking close to having everything ready to roll. The only problem I got right now is with ClickFunnels, and I'm working through that. Jeff, we're just starting the journey. Rome, that's not on here, we're doing something totally different. Chavez is, we're just starting his journey. So I have to segment my time. So when I'm on the phone with Brandon, I've already went through my notes. I know where we're at, and I can jump back on. Mm-hmm. Same, and now I keep my focus to fully serve you guys. And one of the things, like Wendy, we haven't really talked at all about sales and persuasion, conversational selling training. That's something we offer. Brandon, we have. Jeff, we will. Jennifer, we will. Me and Rome talk about it daily, and we role play daily. We have a lot of good conversations. So by having a calendar though, it's going to really help you in this. And so to sum this 30-minute meeting in 2 minutes, set it on your iPhone. That's the biggest thing. One of the coaches I worked for, I don't know how many times we were on the phone and she would get a ding and she would be like, hey, I got to go. There's my calendar. This is what's going on. Now, I just got a Google Calendar notification. That's the beautiful thing of doing a Google Calendar too, is it reminds you 10 minutes before I have an appointment with somebody named, I can't even say their name. So I now 10 minutes before, if I were not on this call, I would go and pull all the information I can on them, get my call ready. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Pull their address. If Jeff, if you got a listing appointment at 5 o'clock, then it takes a while to get everything together for a listing appointment. Yeah. And so what information do we need? How soon do we need to leave to be there? Never show up late for a listing appointment. When I'm there, I plan on a 45-minute listing appointment. I've been there for 3 hours sometimes, which can throw everything else off. So you've got to plan that. So I just really wanted to say, if you will there's 1,000 time management courses, but the best one is just give yourself X amount of time you're going to work and break it into segments, and do not deviate unless you simply have to. And then give yourself a strike. And why do I like giving myself a strike? Because if I know I get 3 strikes in a week, I've cost myself money, and I've cost myself undue stress. So it's just, I'm holding myself accountable. That's it. Any questions on this? Do you think it would help to see my calendar if I printed it all out and sent it to you? At least you could pray over me and like, dude.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, do it.
Yes.
Awesome.
I do have a question, Wayne, as far as when you're scheduling. I noticed that your video creation is later in the day. I might be looking way too into this, but I've done like minimal research, but it's studies that say that more creative people are more like their brain fires better later in the day, in the evening. Are you scheduled at 4 o'clock purposely for that, or does it just happen to fit where?
No, it fit.
Okay.
I really like doing videos in the morning.
Okay.
The problem is if I had to move some things over, it's just going to mess up the flow of everything. So I purposely do it at 4. Another reason, full transparency, I do a lot of videos here in my home office, and my children are now being homeschooled.
Yeah.
So 9 a.m., there's no way I'm doing videos. At 4 o'clock, they're done. They're down. They're outside playing. They're whatever. Also, I do some videos at one of the local real estate offices. So what I don't want to do is show up there with every other agent and start conversations. I'm not trying to be, I don't have time for water cooler talk. So I show up at 4 o'clock. Most of the agents are not even in there. They're gone for the day. And I can focus for a good hour, hour and a half, be done for the day. But yeah, find your creative time though. That's it. I mean, I totally agree, you know, and if any of you are the 5 a.m., 5:30 club, and that's your creative time, do creativity in that. But again, it's your schedule. You can change it anytime you want to. Brandon, you know, I've had to ask you a few times, hey, dude, can we reschedule stuff? And I'm, you know, that's because I had overbooked or something come up, and this stuff's going to come up, guys. You know, my wife just called, hey, we got 2 sick babies and they're 3 hours away. Can you call the doctor? Can you do this? Yeah, I'm handling it. So that's going to happen, but having a set schedule is going to be your best thing it can do. And especially when, like Jeff, we start doing the book creation, the videos, we're going to set time for videos. We're going to set time to write the books. And then once you have the book written, Brandon will tell you, then it gets fun. Then you got to promote the book. That's probably harder than writing a book. So,
Yes.
yeah. Hey, Brandon, it was good last night on Clubhouse, man. You're a copywriter, dude. He gave some great content. So.
Oh, good. Well, I hopped on there late and I didn't catch. I heard you say something about the book, and you said, I know Brandon has, and I was like, oh, I didn't catch what you said, so I didn't want to jump in and be like, oh, look.
Yeah.
Talk out of turn.
Yeah. So, anybody using the Clubhouse app other than me and Brandon? Have you heard
I
about
have
it?
no idea what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll shoot y'all all. It's a time suck if you're not careful. So back to calendar, but it's
I might.
also,
Okay.
I mean, I was on there, Brandon, last night till like 11:30, and I was like, I got to go, guys. But more people kept entering the room. And I'm like,
Oh yeah. Well, it started when I joined. There was like 6 people in there. Then all of a sudden there was up to like 65, and I'm going. And that was my first time actually getting on there because I was because Greg, the copywriter, had me come. Or he saw that I joined, so he messaged me and we were talking. I was like, I don't really even know. He's like, this is amazing. He's like, you're so lucky to be in here. People were buying. He said he bought his invite for $15, and people are paying up to $200 for it. And that's when I sent
yeah.
the message like, apparently this is a big deal.
And there's a whole psychology behind that too. We'll talk about, but
yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
my friend also last night. You know, he does up in North Central Washington. He does. He's gonna do 500 transactions this year, real estate. And I was like, you know, Perry Belcher. He's like, oh yeah, copywriter. Yeah. I was on stage with him. Like the access that you have to these people is incredible.
it is because Perry does millions and millions and millions a year. And I looked, and Perry's in the room, and I'm like, hey Perry, can you give some feedback on this? You know, and Perry's like, hey man, here's my cell phone number. Text me. Let's talk. And I'm like, you know, so you're getting connected with some really high level people with just an app, but it's a time suck if you're not careful. So be careful there too. But I'm getting on there and teaching about coaching. That's my whole reason I'm using it. I've jumped in some prayer rooms and had some prayer with people, but I'm mainly using it for the coaching side. So I'll send you all an invite. But here's the psychology. I'll take 3 minutes on the psychology of it. It's by invite only. So people are like, oh, wow, I want to be in the cool club. It's called the Clubhouse, which is pretty cool. But it's invite only, and it's Apple phone only. So my friend Nicole said, I guess I have to go get, she's been Samsung forever. I guess I have to go get an Apple now. She's going to go change her phone, probably spend $1,200 so she can get into an app that's absolutely free. Because otherwise you're missing out. And that's the psychology of sales, guys. That's all that is. Just genius. But if you heard me last night, Brandon, I don't know if you when that was or not, but Kevin Nations, I don't know if anybody know Kevin Nations, one of the top salespeople, period, top sales trainers. Me and him have talked, and he said, Wayne, here's what you need to do in your coaching program. Here's what I see you're doing. Here's what you need to change. Here's what I would do. And I haven't, for the last 3 days, that's been in my mind. I've been looking at it. Now, nothing's going to change with you guys because you're already in, but he made some points that are, you know, if I'm going to scale and really do some things I want to do, and this is somebody that's sold, you know, probably $200 or $300 million worth of coaching. So it's a lot of good stuff on there. But the point is, remember the scarcity. If you are just another real estate agent, so
Mhm.
what? If you're just another coach, so what? What can you do to set yourself apart? What can you do to be different? And that's really what's going to change everything for you guys. And that's what we're going to work on with your books, Jeff. That's what we're doing with your book, Jennifer. That's exactly what we're going to do. And Wendy, I mentioned you last night. I said I got a coach that doesn't like the term coach. She likes to use the word consultant. And here's why. And I had several people jump in and go, that makes so much more sense. So if you're crazy, Wendy, people are crazy with you. If you're correct, there's your compliment. But it is, you get to change, you get to use that name, something simple as a coach or consultant. You're going to see a lot of so here's another little teeny tip I picked up from, I think it was Kevin Nation. He said, quit calling it group coaching. So Brandon, this may be good for you as you build out your team and you do coaching. It's either private or semi-private. It's just a word change. But group, oh my gosh, is there 5,000 people in here? A semi-private, if you can keep it to 8 to 10 people. Like I tell people we had a group call today. Well, there's only 5 of us on here. This is really semi-private. You all have an opportunity to talk. So it's little subtle changes in your business that will make a big, big difference. And Jeff, I'm really excited to work on your book idea, man. I know we got a lot to work on.
We do. Yes.
But a book is it just changes things. Wouldn't you agree, Brandon?
I believe you. You've talked about Brandon and others with books.
Well, I was on a three-way.
What's that, Brandon?
I was on a 3-way call about 3 weeks ago, and my mentor mentioned that I had written a book, and then about 45 minutes later, he mentioned to this woman I'd never met before that call. And about 45 minutes later, he's like, Brandon, I'm gonna need your help with something. He's like, I'm thinking about doing this, that, he's like, do you think you can do that? And before I had a chance to even respond, she jumped in and said, he wrote a book, he can do anything. So she's defending me over something that was.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. He walks on water while he's writing the book, man.
So so here's Brandon's book. And you hear that, guys? There's my alarm.
Oh, geez.
But I'm gonna go another minute, and it's not a strike. So because I use Google Calendar and Zoom, I can see if they've joined my meeting, and they have. So I am gonna get off here. But anyway,
all right.
Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. Get a hold of not get a hold of the book. Brandon, they may want your book, but get a hold of the calendar. Print it out. I'm gonna write out my version of it. Next Wednesday, we're gonna leave this alone. We've covered it. If you need help on it, we'll talk about it one-on-one. But next week, I really want to get into client attraction using organic marketing. There's a couple cool little tools I've been using lately. I'm filling up my group. I'm really getting activity in the group, things that I've been toying with. I want to teach it to you guys. And Wendy, really, it's just me trying to get with ClickFunnels or move everything from ClickFunnels over to high level, which is probably what I'm going to do. And then you'll have yours ready to roll. So Jennifer, look in the back office of the Wealthy Coach. Any questions on there, let me know. The videos will get uploaded, and just go through one and do the homework. Go through the next one, do the homework. Sound good?
All right.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, guys. Appreciate you
Thanks.
Appreciate